Welcome back to Tasty Tales. Today we are making the most delicious coconut rice that you can ever imagine. So we start by breaking our coconuts and extracting the water first because we need every little drop of it. Okay, so we are not going to be adding anything outside coconut. We use strictly coconut water, coconut milk to make this delicious rice. So after cracking your coconut, look at how strong and clean this coconut is looking. So let's remove it from the shelves. Be careful during this process because you don't want to cut your fingers because it is risky. But if your coconut is too strong for you to remove them from the shelves, you can as well warm them in the oven or in your microwave for about a minute or two. So it will be easy for you to remove it. But mine is just on point for me to remove. I'm an expert with this. Growing up, I used to love this a lot. Like whenever my mom would make coconut rice, it would be like Christmas for me. So first, after breaking my coconuts and removing them from the shells, I will be using beef today. So we are going to be steaming our beef, and with this beef, we are not adding anything water. The water that is going to cook the beef is the one that will come out from the beef because I really want the beef to taste right down to the very last or to the bones, even though we don't have bones. Okay, but yes, we are not adding no water. So after slicing our beef and put in the pot, we slice some onion and add to it, or dice your onion, whatever shape you want to slice your onion. It doesn't matter. All is I want onion in the beef to give that aroma, to boost that flavor. Okay, so and then we add our blended mix. If you've been watching me, you know this combo. I love it a lot. My onion with my garlic and ginger, my white pepper, and my anise seeds. I do not joke with that. This combo is a go-to every single day. And now, while the beef is boiling, we are going to be blending and extracting the milk from this coconut. And so we'll be using the water that we got from breaking the coconut in blending our coconut, because this rice, like I said, everything that is going to be added in here when it comes to liquid will be strictly coconuts. No extra thing added or water. Along the way, we can add a little bit of water to get more milk from the coconut chaffs. If we don't get enough that we need, we can add a little bit to extract more milk. Now we are going to dice our coconut or chop our coconuts into tiny chips to ease the blending process. Just cook with love. I usually say when you cook and you spice it with a little bit of love and a little bit of smile. It takes your cooking to another level. Okay? If you've been watching Tasty Tales, we don't rush when we cook. We take it slow. We let the ingredients cook and give their own different flavors and taste to the meal. So do not rush when you're in the kitchen. I am not saying that there are not days that we do quickies in the kitchen. Of course we do. But then, when we mean business in the kitchen, we mean business. Look at this baby right here. Is blending so well and so nicely. See, just relax and let the blender do its thing. Back home or back in the days, we will grate this coconut using a grater. And trust me, it was my worst process, my worst step in cooking the coconut rice, because the grater will chop your fingers. Trust me. Coconut is first of all strong, but then blending it wasn't easy. Thank God today we have blenders to aid the process. And so after blending, we are going to use our sieve to extract the milk. But if you have a cloth that you can use to squeeze it out, it will be easier for you. Something like a mesh cloth or something, or a new pillowcase that you've never used. But since I don't have neither, I am going to be using my sieve, which is harder to extract, but then because this is my favorite rice, I don't mind. I am going to put in all the energy I need. So now we are done extracting our milk. Look at how much milk we extracted. Just enough to help us cook the rice and maybe even save some. So I'm going to dice my onion before we start. We just want to prep everything and get everything ready. See, this rice. So after boiling our beef, because we want to give it that brown, nice, attractive look, we are frying it. And guess what? We are frying this in coconut oil. Look at that gorgeous brown color that our beef is giving us. Are you salivating already? Because my mouth is full. I can't wait. And so now is the deal. The real deal has started. So we start by frying your onion in coconut oil. And now we wash, our rice was washed already and set aside because we don't want water. We are going to fry the rice for a while in coconut oil. Let it get dry, not burned. Let it get dry and absorb the coconut oil inside the rice. Oof. Can you picture that? Can you picture the end result? Fry your rice on low heat, not on high heat. If you fry it on high heat, it's gonna burn. And now we are going to add our blended mix to our rice to boost the flavor and to give it that uniqueness that it needs. Okay, back home we wouldn't add garlic and ginger and stuff, but we all modernize things. We take the recipes and we twist it to our own recipe. So after adding my garlic and ginger and onion, the blended mix, I told you my combo, my everyday go-to combo that I love to cook with. You stir fry for a minute or two. Give it time. Like I said, always give it time for your ingredients to cook, so they release that God-given flavors to your meal. Oh, if you've not been doing that, please start doing it. And now we are going to add our seasonings. We start by adding our salt and minding that the broth that came out from the beef has salt and seasoning. So we add salt and then we add our chicken bouillon powder, which I don't go with that. And now we are going to add. So we add our salt. Like I said, there is salt in the broth that we realized from boiling our beef. And now the almighty coconut milk. Look at the thickness to tell you that this is authentic, okay? Not store-bought coconut milk. Freshly extracted coconut milk to give you that milky coconut taste and flavor to our rice. So we add gradually. You don't want to just add it. And then you want to add, look at the broth that we realized from boiling our beef without adding water. That's the broth strictly from the beef, and it tastes wonderful. So you add this to combine it together with this coconut milk. Make sure you taste for seasonings and adjust them as you go. Right now I am just going to taste for my seasonings and make sure everything is tasting magnificent and beautifully and authentic like I am visualizing. So add my 1 Maggi crevette to bind everything together, because the broth from the beef already tastes good. And remember, we added chicken bouillon powder and stuff, but then this Maggi crevette, it elevated this rice. So crush it, because it's rice. You don't want your rice tasting Maggi in some parts and some parts not tasting. Crush it. Sometimes I even put it in a paper towel and use a stick to hit it, or a spoon or something to help me crush if it's too strong. You want to still mix it with love, while smiling, and then you taste again just to make sure the taste is on point. And this tasted so good. that I felt like just eating the rice raw. Now we are going to cover the rice and let it cook on low. Because coconut milk is thick, you don't want to cook it on high because it's gonna burn. Okay, cook it on low and be patient. Let this baby cook. Our rice has been cooking for a while. We're just gonna stir and add our vegetables and give it time again. You don't want to overcook your vegetables, you want that little crunch. And because I have kids that love this rice, I am going to let it cook a little bit longer, like softer a little bit, than I will cook for myself, because I don't want to deprive them from enjoying. This carrots and green beans is totally optional, but I love some color. I love some texture, that attractive look to my rice. Okay, look at this. Just look at it and tell me you're not salivating. And now you want to add the beef that we fried in coconut oil. I am emphasizing on that. Okay, add this, babies. So add your beef for me and let it cook for a minute or two. Stir and enjoy. Thank you so much for watching us today. Do not forget to check on the amazing videos we have on the channel. Okay, let me know in the comment if you try this and your end result. Thank you and bye bye.